Okay, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. It is time for Bleach. This last week I gave it a 3.5. Obvious reasons. I mean, that whole fight. Listen, yeah, even I have to agree. The last couple of chapters of Bleach have been very bad. I'm sorry. That fight was just. What was Kubo? I just wonder about Kubo's thinking process. You have someone who has the ability to imagine anything he wants, and at the end of the day, it was just a letdown. A complete letdown. I'm like, but this chapter, I'm sorry, this is the title. Thunder Tits, her three bimbos, and Ichigo? That's what I'm calling it. Because that's what they are. They're bimbos. Especially Candace herself. I mean, blame Kubo for this. Like, why are you calling her Candace Catnip? Is there a reason for that? And you're just making me call her Thunder Tits. You're just making it to me. But yeah, this chapter, The Light, that was the real title of the chapter. My review title. Anyway, so basically we get the reveal of these four girls. Now, I'm going to go on a limb here and say what the mystery is behind Bambietta. What happened to her? Well, I think she was done in by Z. Yeah. Because the one who was over her, now I don't know if we're going to get back to that. I really don't. I don't think we're going to get back to it. I think she's dead. They did her in. Because it was rather two people who did her in. It was rather Z or G. And G, well, but I'm pretty sure Z did it. Because Z, her ability, we find out in this chapter, obviously, is zombie. And she pretty much, yeah, she's just told the guys to, yeah. That was it. And essentially these four. Now, whoever is showing up at the end of this chapter, it's got to be someone powerful. And listen, I wonder who it is. And I'll get into that later on. But in the beginning of this chapter, we pretty much have, Uzuraki gets blasted. Well, his subordinates get blasted by Thunder Tits. Hey, that's what I'm calling her. Get over it. She's standing there like all slutty and like, please, Candace Catnip, really? Kubo, listen, stop going to the strip clubs, okay? That's what he's doing. He's going to strip clubs to get inspiration. I'm telling you guys right now, that's what he's doing. Candace Catnip, Thunder, come on. Thunder Tits. So Thunder Tits, she pretty much just, she shows them fodder like that. I can simply wipe out in a flash. So she ends up destroying most of them, but they're still alive. And then Zaraki, here's another thing about Zaraki that it really was like, wow. He just had the battle of his life with Grimmy, and he's still kicking. It's just amazing to me. But because Candace is Thunder, she obviously is much quicker than he is. So she's able to avoid it. And she goes behind him and blasts him with the Thunder. Now, only two people actually fought Zaraki in this exchange. It was just Candace and Sternritter P. Now, mind you, Sternritter P, I will say this, it is a kind of overrated, yeah, even I have to say it, because this power reminds me of a power in another anime series called Needless. Like one of the girls, this Loyally girl, she has, really powerful strength and shit, and she drops down humongous teddy bears and houses and everything else on people. And yeah, that's pretty much the story. And I like her character design, though. Stern Ritter P. I like the character design. It reminds me a little bit of Orihime in a way. Her face, and the only difference is she's got really curly hair, and Orihime just has such straight hair. You know. But she goes in there after Candace does a thunderbolt, and she punches Araki, and he goes flying to the ground. And Gary's like, that was close. I had to take on Grimmy. How much does he still have? He have that much agility, freaking monster. Like, have you took a look at yourself? Hey, why don't you go on 42nd Street and have sex with some random stranger? Come on, Kubo, man. Listen, I'm sorry, but are you trying to attack the enemy or give him a boner? Please, come on. You can get the D, but still, it's just, I don't know, it's just, come on, catnip. So, you know, and pretty much, you know, they do that, and the other guys are, like, upset because Zaraki's been handled. The other one, G, oh, by the way, G, listen, no offense, Kubo, no offense, that's disgusting, I'm sorry. I knew it was coming. When I heard G, I thought, Stern Ritter G. One person said in last week's... Oh, by the way, the guy who commented and said, oh, I'm sorry, forget you. Please. Anyway, last week someone said maybe what happened was G ate Yachiru. Now, I thought that would be the case, but when I found out, when it was revealed here, what her power really does, no. There's no way they did that to Yachiru. There's just no way. And she basically looking at them and says, our point is Zaraki Kenpachi. We should expect at least this much. That's why the plan was to kill him in one wave of attacks after he got worn out a bit. And then these guys are fodder. They're saying a bunch of shit. And he's like, no need to yell. I'll stop being in your way soon enough. Oh God. What was weird about it was on page 11, they have like this weird white line. Like teeth marks. I found that very strange. I don't know why Kubo did that. It was very weird for me. I don't know what else thought, but I found that very strange. By the way, she basically extends her freaking mouth and chops on them. I'm like, that is so fucking disgusting. Like, literally... eat you. Like, this is, oh God. So, see, am I right? It's like, what the fuck was that? And she ends up eating everyone. And she says, basically, with that being said, I'm famished. And we get her, whatchamacallit name, Taito Lamperd. I'm just going to call him Lamperd. So we got Lamperd as the glutton, Stern Ritter G. And then Zaraki gets back up again, saying, stand back, all of you. And he's like, he's still conscious, just die already. And then, out of nowhere, holy shit, we have P carrying a very large object over these guys, and then she flows it fire, which is a building she threw on top of them. And she's like, no, their captain's going to die. Trying to rush us, definitely is not going to work, she says. And her name is Minanis Macallan, the Power. So, I might as well get used to this. I'm going to go over them. So, Macallan is P for power. Now, this is a very redundant use power ability. I mean, come on. Power, strength, it could have been so much more. But I will say this. I like her character design. I gotta think for characters that look like Orihime. Well, what can I say? She's got that kind of Orihime feel. But she has really curly hair. So, it's overused. That's probably the only power. That and G. I'm not a fan of G. Not a fan. What I'm a fan of is the other user, Z. Because I think Kubo did this in a way where he could have done it very, like, forget about it. But instead, he did it differently. So, we got P, and then we get Z. Now, and she's basically saying, don't come after me, run to your captain. And it's like, false accusation, but my power isn't suited for fighting. Even if you cut me down, nothing will come out of it. And then they don't care, they attack her anyway. And they attack her and blood spills out, and it goes on them, and she says, "My blood is gushing out." And they're wondering why she's not dead, and she basically states, "Once you bask in my blood, you have no choice but to listen to me. You become my personal corpse." Terminator Z, the zombie, Gazelle Guel. Now, hers, I will say this. I like it because here's the thing. What Kubo could have done was you attack her, blood spills out, nothing happens. She just keeps fighting you. But because he did it where you attack her, the blood comes out, and it goes on you, and now you're her corpse. And she can tell you to do whatever she wants. Almost like a puppet thing. I like that. So I like Z. G is... Candace, listen. She looks like a slut. I'm sorry. She's a slut. I'm sorry. She needs to go on 42nd Street and find her pimp. That's where I see it. So she's a very good, power, Z. And she pretty much takes out everyone. They do all Sumpaku, sacrifice and kill themselves. And then we see Zaraki. He's smoking in a pile of thunder ash. Now, here's the thing about who's showing up at the end of this chapter. I can only say this. It could only be a few people. It can't be... Get this out of your minds. I would like it to be Grimjow, but it's not Grimjow. I will be extremely surprised if Kubo pulls that off. If Grimjow shows up. I don't think it's Grimjow, though. Can't be Chad, then. If it's not Grimjow, it's definitely not Chad. It can't be anyone, because here's the thing. It's an explosion coming from above. It's an explosion that came from the sky. Now, that leaves with a few people in mind. Now, it could be Grimjow or Chad if it was a portal opening up, but it's an explosion. So it can't really be them. Now, who would be coming out of the sky? Well, let's see. Renji came out of the sky. Rukia came out of the sky. So did Byakuya. Who else did? That's nobody, the main character of the fucking show. So yeah, most likely that's my 2 cents. It's Ichigo. I can't, and here's why I believe so. Really think about this chapter, how it's set up. Zaraki has been knocked out. Remember, this happened before in this show. This happened in Bleach before. Why back to the Rancor arc? I don't really think anybody mentioned this, because I didn't see any one of his reviews. Back in the Rancor arc, Ichigo fought Grimjow. He was worn out, tired. He had to fight Noritora and Noritora's Fracciones. He got his ass kicked. He almost died. Who came up to save him? Zaraki. So now the tables have turned. Zaraki's the one who's worn out. Zaraki's the one who's on his back from this fight. And now Ichigo is the one who comes in to help Zaraki. Now, this is just my 2 cents. I'm only basing this on what I've seen, basing it on what has transpired through like, I could say, the ending of the flashbacks till now. Because this came from the sky. If this was an explosion, like, if it was not even an explosion and it was like an actual like portal forming, then I could say Chad, then I can say Grimjow. So, yeah, that's what I believe. Take it or leave it, people. So they're basically looking at Zaraki on the floor, and he's like saying, "I can't move my body. Shit, this is as far as I can go." And Grizel's saying, "This is good. Looks like he's murmuring his favorite words." And stupid gluttony bitch saying, "Who's going to finish the final blow?" And then his Bakawa, she's like, "Paper, rock, scissors. It's the only way to decide." And of course, and it says, "Rocks win." And then Candace saying, Candace, I'm sorry, she's a slut. If you announce it, everyone You announce it, then everyone's going to do rock, dumbass. Then at the end, we have the explosion. And it says, suddenly a blast shakes the skies. And that's it. The explosion itself is like formed in the shape of a star, kind of. And you got like these opening, like look like eye sockets. Now, you can't base much on this explosion. But what I can say is this. If it really is someone who's already here, see, I can't say it's Chad or anyone else like that, because they're in Wakamundo. So, it's rather Ichigo. Here, I'll tell you right now, what would be really interesting, and here's another reason why I don't think it's anyone, like, crazy, like, that is already there, because most of them are done. Like, for example, Soy Funk, she's done. I would say, what, Hinamori? But, that would make no sense. It makes sense, Ichigo. And why you could say, yeah, but what about the explosion? Explosion, I will say, he's busting through, of the, Serete. Because remember, he's going down the stairs. Maybe the explosion was him unsheathing his sword and breaking through it. But we'll see until next week. I mean, I really don't think, though, it's anyone like Chad or Grimjow. I would love it to be Grimjow, but I just don't see it being Grimjow. Another theory could be Yachiru, but don't know about that one. That one sounds too crazy. And if you guys wondering why I went so far into this review, it's because I wanted to explain a little bit about the powers, wanted to get details in there, and talk about this theory, because the setup sounds so much like this is going to be Ichigo's entryway. Tell me what you guys think. Give me your theories in the comment section below. Give me your theories on who this person is that's going to show up. I wonder, because remember, this is 4 girls. This isn't. There are 4 of them. I mean, even if this is only Ichigo, he's gonna have a hard time. And to kill me with a shotgun, I hope it's Ichigo too, because I wanna see like this reveal of his Shikai. I want to see him go in on this, because this setup sounds like it's going to be Ichigo by just the way things transpired in this chapter. So yeah, that's the story, people. Bankai 922. See you guys later. Yeah. 4 out of 5. I mean, listen. I gave it a 3.5 last week. I really didn't want to give this a 3.5 this week. So I gave it a little push just because of the ending and because I thought Z was good, her power. And even though P was overrated as fuck, I thought it was interesting, her character design. I like her character design. So yeah, Bankai 922, and I will see you guys later. Peace.